Hey troops, GeneralJSmith here, back with another LEGO Star Wars 2016 Rogue One set review. This time I'm back with the largest set I will be getting at least for some time, the Tyra Striker, set number 75154, ages 8 to 14, comes with 543 pieces and it's going to retain for £60 or $70. So, I've already done a video on this. I did the Let's Build, link to that will be down in the description. In that video, I did slightly mention about how the LEGO community has reacted to this set, just from the preliminary pictures. Mostly, it's the design of the set is awesome. The minifigures awesome. The set itself all over just incredible, and it's just a great set to have a really nice fighter. The price, though, the price for the amount of pieces is really quite astounding. It's just like the TIE Fighter from last year, the first order TIE Fighter. It's just, no, it's just not good, I'm afraid, guys. I'm sorry, LEGO, but I feel this will hurt your sales. I definitely think this will sell well because the new version of TIE Fighter, I think anyone who's into Star Wars or in the original trilogy, you know, particularly likes to get an army of TIE Fighters or something like that, will want to get this. Of course, it's not very iconic yet because, you know, we haven't seen it in action, but I feel it definitely could be because it's definitely one of those ships, it looks like it goes very well against other TIE Fighters, so I definitely can imagine this selling well. It won't sell as well because the price is just too high, LEGO. I definitely think this will go on sale, so straight off the bat, I'm just going to say I'd recommend, it's a very nice set, don't get me wrong, brilliant set, but I would recommend waiting till Christmas or whatever. It's not a massive priority. It will go on sale. You know, you'll probably see it in some stores or online for a slight cheaper price. Wait till maybe it's $60, $50. That would be a brilliant price for it. Until that point, however, it's still a great set and I still would say worth picking up. Now, let's get started with the incredible lineup of minifigures we have here. Oh, wow, a couple of them are pretty cool. Let's get started now. The first one we have is an Imperial Shore Trooper. First up, we have an Imperial Shore Trooper, which I've got to be honest, straight off the bat, this is a very odd trooper in my personal opinion. Rather, the character in Star Wars seems like a very obscure character, because in my opinion, Stormtroopers have always had very specific classes, you know. You had a class for like Jet Troopers or Scuba Troopers, this kind of stuff. A Shore Trooper just seems a bit weird to me, especially considering there's not even the same colour all the way through, and I don't mind the particular sort of sandy colour. I suppose it would go well for all the sand environment he is in, but why has he got this blue arm? A lot of these answers hopefully we'll get in the film, but nonetheless, the trooper itself in LEGO is a very nice trooper, and as I said in my previous review of the hover tank, the helmet molds are exactly the same for these troopers. Nonetheless, they are both very cool, and I'm both very glad we got both of them. But just point that out right now, the helmet molds, technically speaking, are the same. But again, not a bad thing whatsoever. Still an incredibly nice trooper to have. Now, he does come with a weapon, although this weapon, it's just odd. I mean, I guess maybe it's accurate to the film or something. Again, of course, I have not seen Rogue One as of yet. It's going to come out in a couple months or so. So I don't actually know, but I mean, I don't know. It just looks a bit weird. It looks like an alien conquest gun, so I'm just going to take it away from him. Maybe it is accurate. If it is, then cool, but I don't know, really. The trooper itself then, the printing, however, despite the fact I just said that the helmet molds are the same, which they are, the printing is completely different, apart from just this blue, sort of sandish blue arm, which just seems odd. Everything else is also different, including the leg printing down here, which the knee pads are the same, of course, but it's not completely black like these troopers, but rather you've got this sort of dark brownish kind of thing going over these sand legs. So, moving on to the torso, of course, we have the blue, same sort of blue we've got on this arm going across there. I'm really intrigued to find out why that is. Moving on to the back, there is no blue on the back here, but it is the same back printing, but a slightly different colour. As you can see more sort of brownish sort of thing there. The face printing is the exact same as we have got on other troopers, so nothing really special there. The printing on the visor is also slightly different. At one point I thought that was a rebel symbol, but it is slightly different actually, just looks like a random symbol. But anyway, you can see the printing is also different. Comparing it again to this figure, we have a proper mouthpiece here. This looks somewhere between a sand trooper and a scuba trooper in my personal opinion, but it's just a bit odd. But anyway, yeah, very nice trooper. I'm glad we got him. I don't know how common he is in the film. If he's a particularly rare trooper, such as the Dark Troopers, then it's understandable we only got one in the set. But if he is like a really common trooper, such as these troopers, I've compared him like 5 times now, then I've got to be honest, I'm not 100% on the fact we only got him in this set and only got one of them, okay? I'm not comfortable with that leg. I really wish we'd got more. And I would say, oh, I'd like to go in Battle Pack, but in reality, I'd rather have a Dark Trooper in Battle Pack, so I'm not even going to say that. Still, nice trooper to have, and I'm glad at least we got one of them. Maybe they are common, maybe they're not. Who really knows? For we know, maybe a regular character, but I think it's probably just a regular trooper. Still, moving on, let's go now onto the Imperial Ground Crew. Next up, we have a member of the Imperial ground crew, and I've got to be honest, I had no idea these even existed in the Star Wars universe, so it's kind of a nice touch. I like the 3D elements of the Star Wars universe to really make it feel like a real world. Nonetheless, in the Earth world, these are people who, like, in airports may wave these things to, like, flag down the planes or anything to help them land, and I suppose it's the same sort of thing as in a Star Wars universe, where you've got these troopers on the ground here, and of course, this is set in a base, as you can see sort of in the box art there. So I suppose you have these people who flag down the starfighters or the cruisers or whatever to help them land in perhaps dark skies or whatever. I don't entirely know really, but it's kind of a nice little touch. Again, I had no idea it even existed, so it does give more 3D feel, so that's pretty cool. Nonetheless, the trooper itself doesn't have any weapons, just these things. I suppose you could try to hit someone with them, but still they just glow, so they're not really meant to do anything. Anyway, so the printing is very nice. The leg printing is different to the pilot, which I'll show you in a minute. It is all completely white though, but it does have a fair amount of wrinkles and kind of detailing right there, which is very nice, and the knee pads down below, also very nice, and of course the torso printing is also very nice. I've said that quite a few times. It's predominantly all white as well, just a lot of white lines, because of course these sort of troopers, pilots, and those who work in the Death Star, these kind of guys, they wear a lot of black with just really the white sort of detailing, like distinguishing certain parts of their bodies. We have some lights here, so it's that blue light or that red light, those little red lights there. I'm not sure you can see it too well in the camera, especially against the red, but there is, especially against the black, but the red is showing very slightly. Hopefully you can tell. The entire body though, of course, is completely black, and we have some back detailing here, which is also very nice. He does not have a regular trooper head, rather he has the same sort of head I believe we got in a battle pack of some sort. I don't remember. I think we've got the Death Star troopers or something. I don't remember, but I think we have seen his head before with the thing, and he does have a oh no, sorry, he doesn't. That's another trooper, sorry. He doesn't have a two-sided face. That's another minifigure in this set, my bad. The helmet mold is completely new though. That is nice, although it does look quite similar to stuff we have seen before, so it's really not the biggest deal, but it is still a new helmet mold, which is nice to get, and I kind of wish we did get this in a slightly cheaper set. But again, you know, it's kind of a standard trooper. It's just been nice if we had a few of them. Not an army, and I'm glad, hopefully we won't get them in the battle pack. I don't want that, but, you know, it'd be nice just to get maybe like 1 or 2 more years to add your collection. Nonetheless, very nice trooper, very much predominantly black, of course. It sort of reminds me of that trooper with the sort of, the thing that comes out. Hopefully you have any idea what I'm talking about, but I just sound crazy. Anyway, very nice printing all around there. Of course, there's a lot of white lines and just a fair amount of detailing on the belt and the actual belt that's printed on the thing, you know. Just a lot of good stuff, really. It's a nice minifigure. I'm glad we got him, and hopefully we'll see him a fair amount in Rogue One. And it's just really cool that this is a thing, really. I'm just glad we got him. I've said that like 5 times. Let's move now on, before I say it again, on to the actual TIE pilot. Next up, we have a TIE pilot. Of course, we have seen many TIE pilots in previous Imperial sets from the last 16, 17 years of LEGO Star Wars, although this one, to my knowledge, is new. Of course, many elements of it are quite similar, including the helmet mold and printing of all that stuff, but it has been greatly improved. In fact, you can see there, we've got the chrome markings on the helmet, which are very nice. I haven't seen them on regular clone pilots, though. I presume if they were on regular, sorry, not clone pilots, on regular TIE pilots, they would have put them on, so I presume this is a new feature just for the, like, Tyra Striker TIE pilot, I suppose. Nonetheless, it does remind me very much of the First Order TIE pilots, the ones who had the red markings down the front, so that was a very nice addition. Nonetheless, the helmet mold, as I've said, is the exact same. I kind of wish there was sort of something black here, because when you turn it around, of course, you can see a flesh head behind there, and it is a little annoying, and I kind of wish it was different, but, you know, nonetheless. The leg printing, I believe, is the same we have seen in the past. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it's probably the same. I know we have had previous leg printing on previous, you know, incarnations of the TIE pilot. Still, very nice to get it, and it's just got some little white markings there to give some extra detail. The torso printing is also quite nice. We have the control panel in the front there and the tubes going up to the helmet. That's pretty cool as well. Back printing, pretty basic, but, you know, still pretty good, okay, I guess. Anyway, so we have the black lines there also representing sort of boxes and, you know, stuff like that. Taking the helmet off, we have the clone face, as you may expect, nothing too special. Really, overall, a kind of improvement on other TIE pilots we've had, but not the greatest deal here. It's kind of what you would expect. In actual fact, we only get one of them, which kind of did surprise me, because I thought this did have a 2 sort of cockpit system similar to the TIE fighter from the First Order, but in reality it doesn't. It's just a 1 pilot starfighter similar to the regular TIE fighters, so that's a pretty nice addition. Nonetheless, we have the TIE pilot there. Very nice minifigure. Of course, we were going to get him in a TIE fighter, you know, how could you not? Still, I'm very much enjoying this helmet. You can see also the chrome on the top there, by the way, and of course the Imperial symbols. Very nice. I think the helmet really is where this minifigure shines. Very, very good. Although we may have had it in previous sets, like a microfighter or something. I don't entirely know. I can't quite remember. But if we haven't, this is certainly the first time I'm ever getting him. Still, very nice pilot. Let's now move on to the last trooper, the Rebel Trooper. Last but certainly not least, we have a Rebel Trooper who is, in my opinion, a great improvement over previous Rebel Troopers we've had in the past. I believe we also get a Rebel Trooper in the U-Wing, although don't quote me on that, I'm not entirely sure. Nonetheless, if you actually think about it, many other Rebel Troopers we've got in the past have either been Scout Troopers, such as like Tantive 4 or whatever, or just Endor Troopers. So in reality, we really have not had that many Rebel Troopers which aren't in those sort of disguises, if you will. Nonetheless, this is our first time getting a completely new outfit for the Rebel Trooper, and can I say I'm a big fan of it. We have the legs in this slightly darker tan color. They are darker than the Shore Trooper, so you get a quick comparison there. You can see they are a significant shade darker, and of course we have some basic leg printing on there as well. Nice little addition. It really does give the look of sort of a, you know, rebellion, you know, kind of almost budget, if you will, sort of trooper. Like, unlike the Empire, they don't have a lot of money to sort of buy the latest in weaponry or armor, so they just have sort of more rags type thing. Anyway, so moving on to the torso, we also have some pouches on there. I don't know how to describe this color. Again, it is also darker than the Shore Trooper's arm. It's kind of a more grayish, I suppose, type color. So that's a pretty nice addition as well. And of course, we have the jacket. Very nice. Moving on to the back printing. Some basic back printing, just sort of some straps and some, you know, ropes and stuff like that. Very nice. But yeah, the torso then is relatively basic in my opinion compared to say some other troopers, but it's still very nice, and I'm glad the fact we get a new trooper. My only gripe is the fact we only get one of him in this set, and we only get one in the U-Wing, I think. So, you know, I kind of do wish we got more. There is rumours, of course, there will be Rebel Battle Pack next year. Hopefully there will be, because I'm really trying to build up my Rebel army. I've already got a massive droid and clone army. I'm really trying to build up the Rebels one now. Still, moving on to the face, we get this one, well, you get a double-sided face. We got one face which is kind of smirking, as the thing before. Another face which is kind of scared or angry. I'm not entirely sure, really. Is that scared or angry? Either way. But yeah, so of course, it's a double-sided face. You can do that if you want. And we get the new helmet. I think it's new, or maybe we had it in one other set. I don't know why. I feel like I've seen it before somewhere, but it might be new. Of course, the same mold, but it's just slightly different coloring we have here because it's the gunmetal type thing for the strap on top, and then, you know, the same regular dark sandy green for the rest of the hat. Still very nice trooper. The weapon, by the way, is slightly different because it comes with this cone on the front, which does give it more of an impression of an actual Rebel blaster, which is nice. You know, not the biggest deal, but still a nice little thing. I kind of wish it came with a rifle more than anything, but still, nonetheless, not the biggest deal. Very nice trooper. I don't really know who he'd go against. I guess he would go against the Shore Trooper, but I don't really. But with this weapon, that just looks a bit weird. I don't. Is this more powerful or less powerful than a regular weapon? I don't even know. Nonetheless, very nice trooper. I'm glad we got him. I just hope we get more of him soon because he's a very nice addition to add your Rebel collection. Let's now move on to the Tyra Striker. As you may expect with many sets of this size, this set also comes with a brick separator. That's a nice little addition. The set itself is a very nice and streamlined design. It very much reminds me of like the Batwing type thing with kind of a pod in the middle type thing, because that's really what I'm thinking of. Imagine an escape pod with some giant ass Batwing wings on the side, and that's pretty much what we got here. The wingspan is quite incredible, as you can see there. I'm not entirely sure. I think it must be at least a foot, maybe even longer. That was one of the spring-loaded shoes, by the way. Don't worry, I've got a spare. I'll show you that later in a second. Nonetheless, the wings are very cool and very sturdy. You can easily hold it by one of the wings. It's not going to fall apart whatsoever. Similar to a regular TIE fighter, it is held there, very secure, and a very nicely held set. So, moving on to the features, I suppose we'll start with the main feature. The main feature, of course, as you may be able to tell, this looks slightly different to how it looks on the box. That's because it does go into, I suppose, quote-unquote, attack mode, similar to X-Wings, but they don't have 4 wings. You can see on the back here, we have 2 knobs, and as you can see, I move it, they move like that. So, of course, you do that, and it stays in place once it's fully up, and you can easily put it down again. Very simple. If you want to know how that works, sorry, I'm going to take these out because they keep firing on me. Anyway, if you take these out, you can see how that works. You can see the mechanism there. It turns that knob, and, you know, very simple. It reminds me very much of Jet 14 Stealth Starfighter, the actual technique of, like, how it's built. Although it is considered better because you can't see all the technique. Sorry, that was just a little jab at Jet 14 Stealth Starfighter. Anyway, and of course you can do the exact same with the other wing. I kind of wish you could turn a knob which would do both at the same time, but it's really not the biggest deal. You don't even have to do the knobs themselves, you can just do it by hand. Still, we do get a fair amount of stickers in this set, including most of the stickers will be on the top here, including, I think there's 1 there, 4 there, and one on each of these sections, and I think that's pretty much it, although there might be one inside. I'm not entirely sure, can't quite remember. Anyway, so we'll just put them down because I think it's easier to hold that way. This, as you can see in the back, it kind of looks like a double cockpit, and that's what I thought this was. In fact, that's why I was a bit surprised it only came with one pilot, but in actual fact it's not. Of course, you have the pilot seat up front, but in the back we have a weapons store, or just a equipment store really. We have a radio. Here's the other sticker. Here's what I'm thinking of. We have a sticker on this radio, which is a nice little addition. So that's a pretty nice thing. It doesn't stay in there very securely though. It just kind of, you put it in that peg right there, and it literally, as you can see, it wobbles about very easily. The only thing that keeps it there is simply, you know, it doesn't fall out because of this. Oh, stop, go down. Okay. Anyway, taking that out, we also have binoculars attached to a peg there, and another weapon, so you can give one of your troopers, maybe the pilot, a weapon if you so desire. You know, because of course the pilot doesn't really have a weapon because he's the pilot. Now let's put that back in. We get a lot of these sort of pieces, which remind me of like gold bars from Lego City. Of course, they're not actually gold, they are grey, but we get quite a lot of them in this set. There's another one up top right there, and I don't entirely know why. I guess there's more detailing, which I do like, because I really have not got a lot of these sets, of course, you know, of these pieces, so that's a nice little thing there. And you can see a fair amount of detailing on top, including these binoculars and just some other things, so very nice detailing on the front. Moving to the front then, I'm trying to position this so it doesn't hit the camera. Anyway, you can see they're opening it up. If I can zoom in maybe. Camera magic. Anyway, zoom in, you can see here we have, of course, the cockpit, and we've seen this before where we've got sort of a droid's piece there which kind of sticks out and you put it in front. Taking that off, you can see there you've got where he sits. In fact, I'm just going to try and do an easier way. I was going to try and do it that way, but I realised this way is probably just easier. So we'll just open the top, because of course you can open both sides, and you can see he can sit in there very easy. There's no actual studs to put him in. You simply, you know, just place him there, and he's held there by gravity. That is fine, in my personal opinion, of a hover tank, because the hover tank has the same design, because of course it's a tank. It's meant to go on the ground. With the starfighters, however, I do kind of wish there were some studs, because it just kind of flops about. I mean, maybe I might be very well wrong, and I hope I am wrong. But, you know, I have to wait and see when I play with it, more or less. Anyway, but yeah, that's more or less it. Of course, we have the feature that every set pretty much comes with, which is the spring-loaded shooters underneath. I really don't think I need to show you too much. I think I might have lost the other two. Oh, no, I haven't. Sorry, I've got one spare. But the other one, I think, has gone on the floor somewhere. Anyway, so you put it in there, very simply, flick it, and... Whoa, wasn't that crazy? But yeah, as I've showed twice before, it is very easy to flick it, especially if you are holding it from like, especially if you pick it up like this, and you accidentally, you know, do that. So that's kind of a bit of a bummer. I do kind of wish it was more added into the thing, similar to as TIE Fighters we've got in the past, where, you know, it's more of a feature in the back where you just press a button and it flicks. So it's a little annoying, but, you know, it's not the biggest deal. At least it's not like a massive thing on the top, which some other sets have had. Still, the detailing around is also very nice. I mean, just a little gripe I will say, for those of you who have a lot of Lego, you'll understand what I mean. But if you put it on the shelf, I can imagine this set getting extremely dusty. It's already got a tiny bit dusty just from like the last day or two I've had it built. So I can imagine this set getting extremely dusty very easily, but it's just a little thing that Lego can't really change. It's not really a gripe with the set, that's just a gripe with things in life. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the set. A very nice set, as I've gone over many times. In my opinion, the design of it is just freaking badass. Reminds me so much of the Batwing. It's just so freaking cool. And if anything, I kind of like it better flying like this. Isn't that cool? But I might be completely wrong in that. If you like it better this way, then feel free to leave your thoughts down in the comments. I do also kind of wish it came with 4 wings. This isn't really gripes against the set anymore. This is just gripes against the design in Star Wars. I kind of wish it came with 4, so it was more similar to the X-Wing kind of thing, like an X-Wing TIE version. Wouldn't that be sick? But anyway, that is it then to the set. Pretty kick-ass set. Pieces-wise, again, for that price, it's difficult, but if this goes down to $60 or $50, then absolutely pick it up, because it is worth the money. And I would probably say this is, you know, better than the average TIE Fighter. I'd say it's better than the 2012 TIE Fighter. I do like it very much. It's a very nice design, and I cannot wait to see like a fleet of these in the new film. I think it'll be freaking badass, and I just always love to get new Starfighter designs, because, what can I say, I'm a sucker for Starfighters. Anyway, that is it to the set. Pick it up if you can. Let's move now on the instructions, the box, and then conclude this review. Oh shit, it's really long. The instruction manual is relatively thick, as you may expect with a set of this size. Of course, you have in the back the wind thing here. There's no art on the back, which is a little unfortunate. It just goes to the inventory page. I kind of wish there was. But flicking over, and we do get some art. Excuse me. Anyway, so as I showed in the last review, we get this thing on the back, which of course has the, you know, you can go to the website and build your own set and add your own little things, which is pretty nice. And we have the art here again, of course. We've got K2SO, which I really want to get. I really want to get Kenrick's Shadow at some point, but I'll go into, in future videos, I'll go into why I won't be getting this on Force Friday. I am sorry, but I won't be getting that either, by the way. So after this set, it'll be the ATSD, and that'll be it, I'm afraid, to this line. Or at least until I get that, hopefully later in the year. But I'll go into that more later. Still got the minifigures there. Very nice little scene, and hopefully we'll get that set next year as like a set. Yeah. Anyway, so as I just said, I'll be getting these 3 sets. I mean, I've already got these 2, of course, and I'll be getting that set on Force Friday. I'll hopefully be getting, I can't hold it up properly, but I'll hopefully be getting that set maybe later this year, like, you know, nearer Christmas. I probably won't be getting this set for a very long time. I don't intend to ever really get it, but who knows, I may get it for my birthday or for Christmas or whatever. My birthday was a month ago. Still, we have here the minifigures selection, very nice. Can't really get Krennic? There we go, Krennic, that's his name, very cool. But yeah, we've got 100 pages of build exactly. And we've got like 174 steps. So that's very nice. What you'd expect. Again, relatively thick, nothing too special. Let's go now on to the box. The box also has a relatively simple design, as you would expect with a box of this size. We of course have the minifigures down below. I can't wait to learn more about these characters and what role they play. Well, not really characters, but you know, just sort of these troopers. Of course, we have the feature I just went over, including the thing. See, that's what I'm talking about. Wouldn't it look sick if I had 4 wings, similar to an X-Wing, like an X-Wing TIE Fighter? That'd be cool. But that's not really a thing against the set, just a thing against Star Wars, really. Why haven't you done that? Still, nonetheless, I presume the minifigure does fit in quite snugly, so hopefully it won't run about too much, because there's no studs to put it in. Still, we get the flick-fire missiles down below, and all that good stuff. And of course, have the opening hatch at the back there. Very nice. And just the app. All the stuff, pretty cool. Again, I have no idea if he would win. Maybe that'd be disadvantage. Is that better or worse weapon than just a regular blaster? I don't even know. I can't wait to find out what that weapon actually is. It just seems like a weird weapon to give a trooper of any sort. Still, that is just the set. Nothing too special. Let's not go now and conclude my review of the TIE Striker. Thank you for watching my review of the TIE Striker 75154. This is probably going to be the largest set I will be reviewing for some time. Hopefully I will get Kenrick's Shuttle by the end of this year, but that's not a promise and we'll have to see what happens. Until that point, however, the TIE Striker, I would definitely say, is one of my favorite sets from this line. I know the price is quite hefty, but assuming you can get it slightly cheaper, which hopefully you will be able to, and I think this is definitely one of those sets which will go on sale before Christmas. If you can get a bit cheaper, maybe $10 or $20 cheaper, then I would absolutely recommend picking it up, especially if you're into the original trilogy or into sort of TIE Fighters and just the Empire and a lot of stuff like that. It's absolutely a good addition to your collection. Normally, I think the closest thing to this would be maybe like a TIE Interceptor or maybe the TIE Defender. They were fairly close to this sort of design, but the TIE Defender was like, you know, a expanded universe design. I don't even think that's properly canon anymore. And the TIE Interceptor, we haven't even really had a proper sort of, you know, new version for years. So this, I would definitely say, is a very nice addition to your TIE collection and will work very well against your other TIE Fighters you may have if you're into the Empire. Nonetheless, a very nice set, and as I've said, worth picking up. Maybe not for the current price. I would recommend buying other sets if you so choose. As I said in my last review, I'd recommend picking up the hover tank if you want to build an army of Imperials. But if you can get this on sale, then I would recommend saying that. That's pretty much it to my review. As I've said for like 4 times now, I've repeated, keep saying, get it if it goes on sale. If it doesn't, well, you know, I'm pretty sure it will, so don't worry. This is not a set you have to get absolutely right now. I think by Christmas, you know, if you wait till then, you'll be fine. But that's pretty much the gist. I know I've said it so many times, but that's pretty much all I've got to say. Nonetheless, cool set. Very much like design, and I like to see, hopefully, in future films, obviously not Rogue One, but in other films like maybe episode 8 or 9, or perhaps one of these sequels, like the other spin-offs we'll be getting, maybe we'll get even some more designs of different vehicles, such as new designs of Rebel ships, or new designs of who knows what. Nonetheless, I cannot wait for that, and I cannot wait to see this in action in the new film. It looks freaking badass. Thank you guys for watching my review, and I hope to see you next time in the review of my ATSD. Until that point, however, bye troops. because it's been a long time since we've had a completely what? Of course, we have seen many God.